Hello, this is Angela, and I'm going to do a few scenarios of what I've been training with my Hooperlevels recently. And I've got a little person here depicting myself, fat head. Now, some people were contacting me and saying, "Oh, what can I do with just a few hoops and things?" And I'm thinking, well, let's do some layouts of what I've been practicing for myself recently. So one of the first things I was practicing was some distance work and using just 2 hoops and 2 barrels. Okay, now what can I practice with this setup? Lots of things. I can just do a very simple exercise of hoop, barrel, hoop. I can then build that up by going all the way round. Now what that can teach is my dog, and there I am standing in the centre to start with. Now from here I can reduce my need for running. So I would start at having these 4 metres to the top of the barrel, okay, a minimum of 4 metres so that the dog can curve round. And the other thing is that you're looking at having a nice arch around the barrel, not too tight, so you don't want the hoops in like that. You want them so that the dog can take a nice arch around, and that way it can control its pace and keep running smoothly. You're always looking at getting your dog to be able to run smoothly around these things. No sudden jerky corners or decelerations. Okay, so we've got that. I can start my dog with 1 hooper in front of them, start my dog with 2 hoops in front. So that can encourage the part where my dog has the recall start, or I can be standing level and send my dog forward. So we've got the go training, and it doesn't matter where I'm standing, the dog will go. So from the centre, you can practice an awful lot of the fundamental exercises or sequences that you need in a much bigger course. And of course, by getting them to do this maybe once or twice on the trot, you're asking for smoothness and working on your timing and working on flow. And naturally, you also need to be able to do this in reverse manner. So with your dog going round to the left, round to the right. That tells you, what commands, what cues should I be using when I want my dog to make a more tighter turn around a barrel. Right. Now you can experiment with standing in different places. So for instance, my students stood in the middle or stood up here so that they could do a recall. Recall, 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 go round the corner and then see if they can get the dog to go carry on past them down the other side. So you've got recall start and send away finish. Then we do it the opposite way around. Send away start, round the back, and a recall finish. You can be clever then and start learning to work your dog from the outside edge of this circuit. There you go, recall start, send away, turn left. You may want a different command now. You've got your dog to turn left and you're not in the middle. So your dog knows that it's not turning in towards you, it's going to turn away from you. All right? Da, 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 da. So with this, just this setup, 4 hoops, 2 barrels, starting from maybe 3 metres for the smaller sized dogs, 4 metres for your larger sized dogs, and getting them to actually learn to control their own body and listening to your commands to take the turns. Okay, so what I did then was I put 2 hoops there. Okay. And then I put a hoop like that. You see? So in a way, I didn't do the right angles. I did it like that. So they were slightly curved. So now, what am I doing? My dog has got to know the difference between turning round the barrel, round the barrel, and then taking the corner, going past the barrel, and straight on there. What do you say? What are you saying? How could you tell your dog the difference? You know, if you're just saying barrel, what does barrel mean? Does it mean all the way round, or does it mean take it and go fast? This is where I use my tick, 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 clockwise, and then there, and then I would say right, which means just a right turn, and go. So that is how my dog, or I try to train my dog, to understand the difference between all the way around the barrel and take a turn. Obviously now, I'm standing in the middle, okay, to start this exercise off, to start working. So I'm going through there. Baba, baba, baba is my left hand turn. There, there, and then left and go. I am trying out a new training, but as you can see, that is where so now, is your dog listening to you? Are you following your dog? Or are you just waving your arm up in the air and trying to look over the top of your shoulders? Keep your arms down low. I see so many videos of people trying to look underneath their armpits or over the top of their shoulders for their dog. Your dog can't see your arm. It needs to be looking where it's going. So if your arm is over shoulder height, it can't see what you're signalling, not properly. So think about these things when you're working this exercise. Then you can try standing perhaps like this. Standing there. Then you can try standing on the outside edge. These things so that you're proofing your dog to go away from you. Okay, if you're standing beside him, stand up, person, that's it. Okay, sending your dog forward. Sending your dog past you. Okay. Pulling your dog towards you. 3 main aspects of your Hooper training. So this is one exercise I was doing. Now, the other day, I went down the park and I thought, I've only got 4 hoops. And what I did was I started off by doing a very big gap training. So I haven't got enough room here, but imagine that. I put up at least 7 or 8 metres between my hoops, okay? So up to a barrel. And then what I did with one hoop was I put it to the side, like that. So I'm thinking, all right, okay. So I've got this line of hoops and I really measured out big gaps. And first of all, I just warmed my dog up and practiced one hoop, round the barrel and back. Okay, learning to step forward and back as the dog comes towards me. So you can go forward with a little step, hey, round the barrel, and then draw them back by stepping back, sucking in with your tummy. Okay, it's not about your arm signals, it's also about keeping an eye on your dog and pulling them with that invisible string that's attached to your belly button. Then I did that bit and sent my dog all the way down. Now, what I was testing here was go, right? Go on. Here's this hoop here, very tempting, you know. Is my dog looking forward, or is my dog going, oh, what's that over there, and going in that direction, even though I've said go? And am I saying go at the wrong moment? Because if I say go and my dog was going, oh, what's that over there? They think I'm telling them to go that way. If you don't have a keep going command, and if you haven't got a turn directional training. Okay. So I was trying this at big gaps because I wanted to give my dogs a little bit of a stretch. But again, you can use this same exercise with shorter gaps between and then expand the distance your dog can do it at. If you're having trouble with the straight on versus the turning away, move down to that point where you can be of most use. Now that may be, I would think, somewhere here. If your dog is pretty good at that bit, you can do your fake step forward, tick, 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 step back. Now you want them to go on. So as you say go on, you're making sure you are turning to look in the direction of this way. All right? Not just your arm, but the core of your body. And when you decide, hey, I'm going to see if you understand my direction change cue, you take your step and move your arm slightly sideways. So as your dog's coming past you, you lift your arm up and you might say right or away, because it's a gentle turn. That one, that to me is a right turn. This is an away, because if the dog just turns its head, it can keep galloping past. That's your Hooperlevels. Weg. Spelt W-E-G. Away, I call it. So if you can get it there, so I then experimented with standing up there. All right. And seeing how well my dog listened to me as it's going away from me. Can't see me, can't see my hand signals. So what's the point of waving my arms? But my voice will carry, good old foghorn leghorn, will carry down to this one. Go on, done. Oh, that's okay. So go means start. When I want my dog to keep running, I use go on to indicate moving. When I wanted that turn, I went away, which meant turn away from me. So, and obviously, yes, it's easier because there is no distraction this way. I will tell you that my older dog, funnily enough, was worse at this exercise than my new dog, than my younger dog. Wiki did need some I had to move myself down here a little bit more to make sure he got the go on bit, because he was siding off to that bit, even though I was wanting him to keep straight. The other bit, of course, is to make it easier and keep the dog straighter when it's learning. Work on this side of the course, work on this side of the so that you can direct your dog. Hey, go on to that hoop. So, part 2 coming up. I think that's quite enough for part 1.